everyone. Welcome to a little bit of fun here for Chrono Trigger. Jets of Time. We have an outstanding match about to happen here between two great fellow runners of this game. SaintVonJester, Kyuketsuki. They're friends, they know each other well, and they are ready to do battle. I'm Trenton here to watch it with Anguirel. Hopefully I got that somewhat close. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing good. Glad to be here. And actually, so my first time back on commentary in quite some time. Kind of excited to be commentating with the legendary Trinton.
We also have zeroPraxis in the house doing the tracking, and Korenth doing the restreaming. Thank you so much for your efforts, and thank you to all of you who have decided to spend this part of your evening with us. This is your first time seeing the Speed Gaming live flags. Glitches are going to be off for this early pendant charge, which means they don't have to go to the Mammon machine. Bosses are going to be randomized, so we'll see some fun shenanigans with that. Final boss, Zeal 2, works. You don't have to just beat Lavos. It can be Zeal 2. And obviously our characters are going to be shuffled around, which is how we've got Luca and Marley as our first two. So a magic heavy start.
Hey, we have 2/3 of the girl power team. So one thing our runners are going to be looking for is possibly some early antipode action.
Well, tech's randomized, so we don't know yet if they're going to have the spells, but earlier AoE is definitely better.
Yeah, never turn that down. Looks like a fairly standard start from both runners, hitting up Fiona's Villa for some free chests. Probably going to see some shopping going on here.
They got a little bit of cash. I'm a fan of getting that early item check-in. There's a free one you can get, which we'll see in no time. I also like to hit up the snail stop when I've still got the cash before I spend it, just in case that is something that opens up immediate progress that I will want.
Or you could be like me and go a little too crazy with shopping, and oops, I can't afford it.
And then it's the gate key. Or hero medal. Something like that.
Something like that. That's happened more than a few times.
So as I said, these two are well acquainted with each other. They have been hanging out around one another for several years. Kyuketsuki regularly hangs out in SaintVonJester's channel. That's how he came acquainted to Jets of Time. Robo's ribbon is for sale. That's pretty useful, but not without having Robo. You're better off spending your 10,000 gold elsewhere.
Fair point. We also saw over on SaintVonJester's side, stopped in for that power tab in the, I think it's the 1000 AD Sun Keep.
600, but yes.
600. One of the two. Same thing, right? You don't see that terribly often.
No, we like to grab free tabs, but in particular, you're going to see runners go after every free speed tab that they can get, which is why you come up here to see Toma's final resting place, if you will.
Yeah, speed tabs are quite the hot commodity.
There's only going to be so many of them available unless you get the Dream Seed and they are dropping from something. But we're about to find out what these tools are. So this is our first check for a key item. Well, second, because we looked at the snail shop, but this is the first free one. That's a Prism Shard.
Prism Shard.
Which is technically available because we have Barley, but I wouldn't recommend it this early.
Yeah, that could be a bit dangerous. You can skip most of those fights, or run from the ones you get into, but I wouldn't like my chances against that boss at level 1.
No, that's not going to be a fun fight early. So, more likely what we're going to see is after they hit up a couple of these shops, see what's available easy, we're going to see them return to 600 and head over to the Cathedral, which gates 2 more characters. Once you have a full party, it's a little more easier to do some things.
For sure, and Oh, we're getting the shop fight. This fight is, I would say, maybe a little risky with this team. Oh, never mind. Apparently, Luca got an upgraded weapon while I wasn't watching. I take that back.
Those are some very nice hits for a level 1 Luca.
Yeah. Even as a crit, that's still a big hit.
I think we saw Ice and Flame Toss. That's pretty good for level 1 techs. You're not going to do a
not
whole
too
lot
bad.
better than that.
There, at least Marl has a physical damage or a magical damage tech coming in. The seeds where all of her non-damaging and utility techs come in first can be a little rough.
A load bow dropped from the Rolly Riders. That's convenient because it's a big upgrade when Marley is 1/3 of your melee damage right now. And also, if you got another 1 or 2 of those, it would not stink for money.
Very true. Money is always nice, especially as you progress towards the end and get some of the nicer shops.
Chat debating the merits of Flame Toss, and AoE magic, I will contend, is the most superior thing you can get in those early spells. And you can't afford Flare yet, so that doesn't do you any good to get it early. So the best you're going to get early is Flame 2, Fire 2. Flame Toss is not fantastic. Haste is pretty good. And Mega Bomb is probably going to be superior to Flame Toss.
Yeah, Flame Toss isn't great damage, and it certainly doesn't scale well into the late game, but yeah, you know what? Early on, when you're fighting the Nagaets, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, there's a lot of enemies in this cathedral that are specifically designed to be vulnerable to Flame Toss. And this Nagaet fight gets pretty annoying if you don't have any kind of AoE magic. Unfortunately, with Flame Toss, you're probably only going to be able to hit 2 of them in one shot. But you probably ought to... Well, Mega Bomb ought to be able to hit 3, I think. Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a nice pattern for Mega Bomb. Yeah, it's great. We're seeing very similar starts from our runners. They diverged a little bit, but they came back together and seeing simultaneous Nagaet fights.
So Mega Bomb's going to be great for a single fight, but it's not going to be great for a dungeon this early. I think we saw a few ethers purchased, but that's going to chew up your magic quickly. Magus, however, may have something that doesn't quite chew up the magic so quickly.
Sadly, we're going to have to wait a while to see his first tech, because Magus takes 50 points before he unlocks his first tech.
And now, if he had been the character unlocked after the cathedral, that would have been a whole different ball of wax, because you start with the 3 techs on that character.
Is it all 3? You're probably right. It's been a while since I've actually paid attention.
Pretty sure. It's going to get Lightning 2 first, which is actually a great spell, especially with this lineup that gives you the 3 elements.
That's true. Oopsie, Magus deciding to hang out for some organ practice on Kyuketsuki's side.
Well, you know, helps be musically talented.
Characters like to glitch out a little bit in that room when you first go from 2 to 3. The game engine does a few weird things, so as you saw there, Marl and Luca decided they're going to head to the back of the cathedral. Magus wasn't moving. Always be careful in that room.
I love in particular to do that in the Dark Ages, because it's just hilarious to have that one character after you talk to Janice that does not move, but you're moving them around the screen. That
yeah,
to amuse me.
The moonwalk.
There you go.
That was actually a fun little thing that Ansky left in. He just thought it was fun.
It
so
is. And the genesis of that, by the way, is if you brought Magus into the Dark Ages way back in the alpha/beta days, you would completely be unable to move at first. It was so bad, the game was not built to handle it. I dare say he probably spent more time bug fixing Magus in the Dark Ages than any other thing, individual thing, mind you.
That would not surprise me. So yeah, looks like SaintVonJester deciding, he's good with the team he's got.
It's certainly not a bad team. It's going to be able to handle a lot of situations because Magus is going to do okay melee damage. He's not going to have good melee techs if there's a boss you wanted to deal with that way. But I love the decision for SaintVonJester to come here to Hekron's Cave. It accomplishes a couple things. One, the gin bottles here are a really good source of tech points to get Magus that first tech. When he gets to the boss here, he will have that lightning too. The other thing is it's a good on-scale fights here, and unlocks a key item. This place is built for magic damage. You've got magic damage. It's a great thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. There's also the little bonus if you can time your tech learning correctly. There's a vanilla bug or glitch where you get double tech points when you learn a tech, and with these urn fights being worth, or gin bottle fights being worth 25 tech points, you can double that to a cool 50.
Yeah, and I imagine we'll see him try to line that up for the second fight. Chat asking about the use of physicals. There are bosses for whom it is beneficial to have physical attacks available or physical-based dual techs available. Not to say that it's required, but there's ones where they're all about magic, and there's ones where it is vastly superior to have physical available.
Right, so Slash is one good example of that. Slash has incredibly high magic defense, so you're much better off using some kind of physical, non-magical attack against. I think it's Super Slash? I forget which one is randomized in.
Probably Slash Phase 2, where he grabs the sword.
Yeah, that's the one.
Chat says both.
Oh, both. That's fair.
Well, there's 4 fights with Slash, so even both wouldn't be an accurate statement. There's, in Magus Castle, there's Slash 1, Slash 2. Then Ozzy's Fort has a Slash. And then the final fight of Ozzy's Fort has another Slash. So there's 4 fights against Slash in the game.
Uh-oh, everyone. Hardest boss in the game over on Kyuketsuki's side.
So, we were talking about the benefits of tech points. I don't know if Kyuketsuki lined it up to see if he could kill this boss and get the double tech points, which would be very helpful because this is not stingy. I believe it's 40 on this spot, so you could get 80 if you lined it up right. And you are going to want to kill the boss for that reason.
And down goes Golem Boss. 40 tech points. Beautiful.
Provoke was learned. That's actually great too. It's a status effect that comes into play. Magus did learn Lightning too.
And was that Fire too on Luca's side?
Yes, that was her third tech. So
nice.
And SaintVonJester just got it too, so we've got great AoE now with Lightning 2 and Fire 2 available.
Oh yeah. That also sets them up nice for some dual techs later. Fire 2 pairs very well with quite a few of the other characters.
All right.
So we're going to get to see who's in castle.
SaintVonJester's closing in on the end of Heck rounds. We're going to find out who the fourth character is on Kyuketsuki's side. It is Glenn. Now, importantly, is going to be what techs does he have available? Because if you see something like Leap Splash, Frog Squash, that's going to be the dream. But elsewise, you're probably not going to use him too much.
Water
Heal,
2,
water
Cure
2. That's not bad.
That's really not, especially if you can find some gear for him. However, for now, Frog gets to sit on the bench.
And we have a Golem on SaintVonJester's side. He's probably going to do the rotating elements technique.
I would assume at this point, definitely don't want to leave him on physical for too long.
No, and we don't have the bow for Marley where she can inflict stop status, but that would be the real dream, is if you can get the Golem stopped. Yes,
I just find it
to status, so knowing that on bosses is a big deal.
Quite. So playing without boss randomization, boogie strats are very nice on the twin golems. Yet Ayla Robo pair cast boogie, and they're just stopped. You can beat them at your leisure. In chat, asking if Golem is weak to provoke. I actually don't know.
Between provoke and sleep, I know he's not vulnerable to one of them. I don't have it memorized which one it is. I am used to boogie strats from vanilla speedruns. And chat says chaos is the one you can't do, so I believe that.
Pseudo-arc
We don't have
coming in with the
Hypno Wave
info.
either, unfortunately. But likewise, it would break if you hit him after that. So the biggest value would be is if you can time it to take his turn away.
So we're getting a Xenon bridge check here.
This is great. This is one of the easiest checks to do without having to do the fight. Because you're just seeing what the chef gives you and then deciding whether or not you want to go fight the Zombor bridge. Now, really important if you're new to this, make sure you wait for the final text box where he says pipe down. There you go. Because you can leave that room before he finishes, and then you will not get this next sequence. Golem is down. 29 tech points. Sunshades! That's a big pickup.
And a Moonstone. And that's a reset.
It is, because even if you want what's on the other side of it, you can't do it now.
No, Moonstone, that is one of those items that requires quite a bit of work. Firstly, you need access to the trial, Marl and the Prism Shard. You need access to prehistory, there's your gate key, and access to the future, you need the pendant. So that is quite the chain to get to it.
We have the bent hilt for half of the Moss Immune. That is our reward for Hekron's Cave. So now, SaintVonJester is going to check the chef item, but he needs to go to the bridge first.
So we've got half of the sword, and we know where Frog is. Are we going to see a Magus Castle seed today?
SaintVonJester is setting up a Prism Shard, and that's the right call. I think that is our only source of progress right now.
I think you're right. Ah, right, Denadoro. Denadoro is also available.
And I would do that first. You're going to get more on the way. And in particular, it's probably helpful for Magus's text, depending on what he's learning. But he gets so much good stuff that you're almost inevitably going to get something valuable.
Yeah, he's also the only one who can continue learning past their third tech at this point. So until magic is unlocked with Specchio at the end of time, Frog, Luca, and Marl can only get their first 3 techs.
And the others who can do it without going to end of time?
Those would be Robo and Ayla.
There you go. Meanwhile, we touched on it, but kind of moved past it. The Sunshades is a big pickup because it will raise your damage for both magic and physical. I believe it's 25%. So it's very valuable to let you spam AoE text, clear up all this riffraff kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
Sunshades are
SaintVonJester is going to
fantastic.
take the bridge. I wonder if he saved first and kind of got stuck with it.
This may not be a bad play. Ozzy can drop some pretty nice stuff early on. And with AoE techs, you can clear out the skeletons pretty fast. Oh, Prism Helm. Okay. Worth. 100% worth.
Yeah, if you never cashed in the Moonstone, that's worth it because you're going to get a second one here.
Wow, 2 Prism Helms. Most likely. I don't believe drops are 100% guaranteed, so at least 1, very likely 2. This will be an amazing bridge. Ozzy rolled the jackpot today.
Let's confirm. Also, it's a big sword.
Yeah, even without Chrono, that'll sell nice.
Never a bad thing to have a big sword in reserve.
And the real question, where is Chrono?
Probably Dactyl Nest.
Entirely possible.
So here's our Zombor, and importantly, the head and legs have different elements that they are vulnerable / resistant to, respectively. Not respectfully. We don't respect Zombor around here. That'd be crazy.
None of that crazy talk. Now, this makes Bridge absolutely free. With boss randomization, you can end up with mutants or Elder Lavos spawn here, which can actually make Bridge sort of a brick wall for a while. However, with Vanilla Zombor, this will be no problem.
Just take a step back and talk about what we're here for. This is part of the Speed Gaming Live tournament for Jets of Time. So this race between SaintVonJester and Kyuketsuki, obviously, but there is a lot of that tournament going on now, and over the next 2 weeks or so for Speed Gaming Live. That's going to be the head defeated. Rip your magic points, but SaintVonJester has them aplenty.
And of course, managing to save some MP on Luca did not get her MP busted, so Mega Bombs incoming.
And considering that you can hit the legs with fire, that's great. And it's done. A Pearl Edge, a Star Scythe.
Wow, what is this seed?
So SaintVonJester, maybe it wasn't worth it for the item, but for the equipment, you will certainly take it.
Yeah, that was an incredible bridge. One difference here in the randomizer as opposed to vanilla, if you trade in the bromide, you get not just a magic tab, you get one of each tab. Magic tab, speed tab, power tab. Totally worth it just for the speed tab. Power and magic are just a nice bonus.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want speed tabs as fast as you can get them, as often as you can get them. The only trouble I run into is I end up stockpiling them for most of a run until I figure out who my final 3 characters are going to be, because I don't want to waste them.
I hear that. Yeah, Dipwood bringing up a great point in chat here. Just casually 3 sources of status immunity. We've got that free amulet on Magus, as well as 2 prism helms. So status is no longer an issue for SaintVonJester.
And there's some flexibility in that. You can consider, for example, taking the amulet off Magus, giving him a prism helm, and putting that amulet on Luca so that she can wear the Tabin helm and get the magic defense.
This is true.
Looks like both of our runners are going to do the prism shard here.
All right, prism shard over Denadoro.
The only thing I don't like about it is it's so deep that if things go wrong, it's going to be very unfortunate. And as for what could go wrong, well, you're bringing a magic-heavy party if this is a boss that isn't necessarily going to be friendly to that, like, say, Nizbol.
Oh, no. Kyuketsuki tried to activate the bridge and left just before the dialogue, so he has to go back and do it again.
Yeah, that's really critical. So, he checked this before and reset out of it.
It probably figures as long as he's going to be doing the Prism Shard quest anyway, may as well open it up.
So he's going to be well rewarded for this, getting the Prism Helms.
True. He's about to get the good news. Meanwhile, we're about to get the news on what's in the back of Trial.
I don't know that we've gotten a look at Magus's magic, though, to see what he's working on after that Lightning 2.
A second sword piece on Trial would be mean. Chat's being mean tonight.
Chat's always mean to runners.
This is true.
Unless you give them memes. If you feed them memes, then they're nice.
Is that the secret?
Yes.
Huh. Today I learned.
Anytime you want to endear yourself to chat, put cute pets on, and they'll love you. All right, Prism is the pendant. That's pretty big.
That is very big. So that will open up quite a number of checks in the future. We get to see who gets thrown in jail. Then once that sequence is over, we've got Son of Sun, Geno Dome, and Eris Dome.
So also all of the sealed treasures that eventually opens for you.
That's true. We are running with the early pendant flag for this series of races. Early pendant flag means as soon as you get to the future, the pendant charges and you can start opening sealed doors. You don't have to wait until visiting the Mammon Machine in Zeal Kingdom.
Meanwhile, Kyuketsuki is up to Zombor now and taking care of business there. Is using Glenn, by the way, so we're getting route divergence, at least in terms of party usage. There's a strong case to make for that, even beyond whether or not you like Marley, because technically Marley has ice, which is the same element as water, so water 2 is better than ice. However, her magic stats are better, so there's that.
Yeah, I also don't think there's a whole lot of synergy with this team. Like, you've got Red Pin.
I'm
You've
sorry,
got...
what did I say about a boss being here that might not be the friendliest? Hi, Nizbal!
Oh, Nizbal. He has lightning, though.
He does, but you're not going to want to do physical strats here, so he's just going to cast magic.
This is true. Oh, right, I didn't even look at the team. You're absolutely right.
So yeah, this is going to be all magic to deal with Nizbal here. Now, still, if you had something like Ice Sword available, that would put up a big number on Nizbal, and that would be worthwhile.
For sure. What is the vanilla move you frequently end up using on Nizbal? Is that Volt Bite?
That would be Nizbal 2. Nizbal 1, if you were running any percent glitchless, you'd have a Berserker on Robo and Ayla, and then Chrono would be doing lightning / healing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I never have speedrun this game before. I was always just a filthy casual.
Nothing wrong with that on this game.
It does mean I'm not familiar with the speedrun strats, so I defer to you on those.
At least as much of them as I can remember, because it has been a little while.
So it looks like we're getting a second look at the trial here as well. And nobody's liking Denadoro today.
Yeah, and again, just to recap, we've seen that this is the pendant that we are fighting for as Luca takes a nap. Another thing that's worthy of note is the free health restores. There's a shortage of the shelters available because they're expensive. So knowing where those free ones are really add up to your benefit. And we just saw him take a nap in Chrono's room.
But the real question, did anyone pet the cat on the way out? Because, as Korenth would say, you must pet the validation cat.
I don't think Kyuketsuki's going to do that.
Well, poor cat.
Alright, Nizbal is spamming these jumps.
And is still napping.
Yeah, she has no MPs, so raising Luca wouldn't actually do anything for you here.
True, you need 2 turns to get her up and get her ethered.
And he's going to have to ether Magus this turn. So he's already losing a turn.
Yeah, and Dark Bomb's doing work. Loving the shield strats. See Marl with a shield. I think Luca also had one as well, just kind of helping to mitigate a lot of that incoming damage.
And there you go, Nizbal is down, so SaintVonJester is gonna take full possession of that pendant now. A flea vest, that's not really helpful. Dark Mist is very helpful, so's Ice 2.
So Antipode 2 is now online.
He will have to complete a fight with Luca alive.
True. Actually, that is a very good point, considering the next... Well, I guess if a fight in the jail, you don't have to be in the party, or do you?
Chat thinks it's Ice 2
I think you do.
On Magus.
Oh, was that Ice 2 on Magus?
That's entirely possible. Like I said, I never got to look at Magus's techs. But it's a good time to talk about this anyways. For the sake of getting a dual tech, you have to have both of the single techs unlocked and you have to actually complete a fight. I think it can even be a 0 tech point fight as long as you do it.
So even if that was Antipode 2, well, if that was Ice 2 on Marl, we would not be seeing Antipode 2 in the Dragon Tank fight, because they won't be fighting together before the boss.
Right.
So if it was Magus...
In that case, you would actually want to go down to the forest and just get yourself a fight real fast, because Antipode 2 would be great for that.
It would, though it probably was Magus at this point. I imagine Marl probably has all 3 of her techs, and without magic unlocked, it would most likely be a Magus tech.
Now, there's still a positive to that, because obviously he had the Lightning 2, and so he already has AoE. But Ice 2 is actually faster to cast, so if you stack that with the Sunshades, where you're still one-shotting things pretty well regardless of their element, like here, you can spam Ice 2 your way out here, and you're saving frames along the way.
True. And Korenth telling the compelling story of today's seed. You just saved the kingdom. Go directly to jail.
Do not pass go, do not collect 10 mid-ethers from Fritz.
Hashtag save Fritz.
I always say it's hashtag free Fritz, but sure.
Either one.
To answer chat, the Prism Shard item ended up being the pendant, which is why SVJ is now doing this sequence. He's going for the fight. He did not have to take this fight. He triggered this one, I think because he wants to see what the reward is.
Yeah, I was not paying attention to their drop. Sage Bow.
He did get that from the breakout fight, so he did already know that. So I'm guessing he's collecting those for money.
Yeah, probably grabbing the bow for money and the treasure chests.
Now Kyuketsuki has switched to Marley for this boss fight. Well, you had to, because you can't get this fight without having Marley in your party. But by using Luca, he doesn't have Glenn available to do the melee damage on a lightning. However, very good damage from Luca, who I assume is wearing the Sunshades at this point.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice Mega Bomb.
And you're going to want to keep her fed with those ethers. Fortunately, Magus is one of the faster characters. I don't remember who ranks where on starting speed, but he's on the higher end of starting speeds.
I believe he is tied for second with Chrono at 12. Yeah, Ayla is the fastest with 13. Chrono and Magus have 12. I believe Frog starts with 11. And then Robo, Luca, and Marl are all 8.
Well, we are going to free Fritz.
Nice. So Fritz knows how to hook you up if you go to his shop with Chrono.
He left treasure behind.
He did.
He didn't go get the 2 boxes. What are you doing, SVJ? Actually, he's left several behind, but the others take a tremendous amount of time to get to.
And nothing in here is terribly high tier, so pretty safe to skip.
That was a big electric release from Nizbal, and this is where you really wish you had a Lapis.
Mm-hmm.
Or just win the fight. That works too.
Yep, not going to matter in the end, because Nizbel goes down.
And that is going to give Kyuketsuki the pendant, who will probably do very similar things.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to be seeing the other trial coming up soon.
As far as runner background, SaintVonJester has played Jets for a longer window of time than Kyuketsuki has. But I'd say lately, I feel like I've seen Kyuketsuki playing it more in preparation for SG Live. Not to say SaintVonJester wasn't playing it. He regularly does randomizer marathons on Sunday in particular. So he's been playing 1 to 2 a week. Kyuketsuki has been playing several a week.
Yes, I've actually seen that as well. Lots of tournament practice. So especially we've got the SG Live tournament going on, and there's also the ladder races going on. So with the two sort of tournaments going on at the same time, and I think they're using the same flag set, so we're seeing a lot of Jets these days.
So Dragon Tank, fun fact, was originally like totally immune to fire, while the head was up, as I believe. But the head is immune to fire, and has most of the HP of this fight. So you can actually kill the wheels and the body much easier. As you can see, they're both down already from Dark Mist not doing any damage to them.
Yes, Dark Mist, a fantastic tech for this fight.
A mermaid cap. That's a big find, actually. It's very good defensively, and we only have 2 big helmets right now. So there's that.
Yes, there was another. Was it a safe helm? There was another decent helm at one point, but
there was
Rainbow
a
helms.
hat, and there
solid.
was a Tabin helm.
Time hat, that was the one. I knew it was one of the other semi-fancy hats. So
And
question in
on FFC.
Yeah, question in chat, why did Q talk to Melchior? Possible he just forgot. Has the Moonstone, just forgot that you needed the charged Sunstone.
And we have ourselves a charged pendant for SaintVonJester. Now he can open up these sealed doors and sealed treasures. He can get end of time access after completing the factory. And you also get a character for that. Rainbow Helm.
That's
Useful
an interesting
for,
sell.
Elemental purposes.
Yeah, Rainbow Helm being 50% lightning damage reduction.
That's also why Mermaid Cap can be valuable. So, say for example, you come across the Gollum twins and you've got that on, and now it can be really beneficial to leave them in water elemental. And whenever you're running this, you're on the lookout for fire resist / heal, because you know you may have to do the Son of Sun fight.
Yes, any kind of fire resist or fire absorb just makes that fight pretty free.
Second best bet is Shadow.
Yes, especially going through Black Omen.
I meant specifically for Son of Sun, because when he does that individual laser attack, that's Shadow.
That is true. The only non-fire attack he does, I believe.
Well, his other attack is Flare, so yes.
Well, there's also the counter.
That's not Son of Sun himself, though. That's the flames.
True.
Also, I hate that stupid rat.
We all do.
But we'll get to him. First, we have Guardian. So, of course, Guardian was not a particularly high HP vanilla boss, but he is gated in this, so he gets a bit of a buff.
So I have never played this game on mobile. My understanding is on the mobile port, the rat is basically the end boss. It is so hard to catch on the mobile
I
controls.
believe that. There was a time I tried to heavily lobby for just making the rat stand in that one spot and never move.
I would be okay with that.
Another big thing about running this well that you're going to want to pick up from vanilla speedruns is movement tech. There's a lot of encounter avoidance by being careful where and how you step. I highlight that because Kyuketsuki did a little pause to go through the two masks there. He does that because he's wanting, obviously, to not trigger the fight. Because it's an annoying one.
It is. Yeah, it's pretty impressive watching some of the runners who are good with their skips, and if you don't know what you're looking at, you don't even notice that they're skipping fights. They're just running through room after room after room, never getting an encounter, and then you try and do it yourself and find encounters every 3 steps.
SaintVonJester just got a Rainbow Helm and a Mega Blast drop from Guardian.
Good Guardian.
That's a big weapon. He's not unhappy with that weapon right now.
Say, who rolled this? They're rolling my seeds from now on.
The bot.
That's fair. Alright, the bot can roll my seeds whenever.
I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I think it's Sasharash bot or something like that.
Now, this room that SaintVonJester is going into now has the highest tier treasure of all of the sealed chests.
Wondershot!
Well,
what is this?
So that Mega Blast is never seeing the light of day.
No, it's gonna be for sale at some point, probably. Oh, a gold earring. I did not see that the first time with the SaintVonJester, but that's a huge pickup for Kyuketsuki. That's actually right in his wheelhouse. He would rather have the lower MP consuming of the gold ear. No, I'm sorry, that's gold earring, that's HP. Never mind, I'm thinking of the gold stud.
Gold earring's not a bad find either if you find yourself a little low level for an encounter. That HP boost can come in clutch.
So right now we have several places open to us, but I can't imagine SaintVonJester doing anything other than the factory next and get the end of time access.
Yeah, I haven't been paying
I'm a little
attention.
surprised he did this dome first.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention if our runners have any fire resist. Without it, Son of Sun might be a little risky at this point.
I don't think we have anything particularly. There's the
Ooh,
jerky.
I can't imagine we're going to be seeing Geno Dome quite this early.
You could probably pull it off if you really force the issue. I just don't know why you would want to do that before Magic, though.
Right.
And the Entron will hear your HP and MP, but you're still hungry. Good thing SaintVonJester has the jerky, though.
Oh. That's wisdom right there. Bring jerky with you when you go to the future.
Yeah, in chat, Geno Dome is doable with strong AoE. We have the AoE. He's got Dark Mist and he's got Sunshades. He could, without question, force the issue in Geno Dome. I just can't see why you would.
Yeah. And taking the second bugger fight. Not sure if that was intentional. That one can be skipped by just walking.
It does unlock the Entron, though. You may want that. Well, I was
True.
wrong on my guess for Chrono. He's here instead of the Dactyl Nest.
But boy, can he dance.
Q must be going for the tab here.
You are correct.
I have this ongoing theme with my friend Muppets in Space, and we did a marathon race of this. One time I'm watching his stream, he says, "Hey Trenton, did you know there's a tab here?" So ever since then, I start saying, "Hey Muppets, did you know there's a tab here?" as I proceed to show him 5 more spots he didn't know about.
Nice. Actually, the first Jets of Time race I ever watched, or Jets of Time sort of showcase I ever watched, was one between you and Muppets.
Yeah, that was a fun show we put on. It was not entirely planned out, but it was slightly planned out. We knew where things were and knew that we would go different routes so that we would really show off the game rather than a traditional race.
Yeah, that was a fantastic showcase. Yes, you sort of did comms for your own run, the two of you talking. It was entertaining.
Yeah, the only thing that was disappointing is I planned to play Yakety Sax when we were going against Yakra the 13th, but I didn't get that to work right. Now I wouldn't do that because of DMCA concern, but that fight is best done with someone on Berserk and playing Yakety Sax. Try it once and you'll agree.
I think I have a new activity to try after today's race. Gold stud.
There we go. And yes, there was also a red vest, so that's a big pickup as well.
Oh, are we seeing the Denadoro play? I think we're seeing the Denadoro play. Oh, I got faked out.
He doesn't have the sword. There's treasure here, and you can try for a new.
Could just be checking the character.
That's Robo.
I mean, what Robo is doing in a random forest in 600 AD, we may never know.
Probably planting it and harvesting and stuff. It
Oh,
is
is that
planting
like
season, you know?
is that Robo's break room?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go with that. That's what's the term? Headcanon? That's my headcanon now.
Gold helm, that's not going to be too much. Interesting. I'm at a loss for why you wouldn't do factory first.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, you're just kind of losing out on tech points. But factory isn't exactly quick.
Well, it's pretty quick. There's only... there's 2 fights you run away from. There's the one slime fight, which you have to fight, which shouldn't be too bad. And then there's the boss fight.
Yeah, but you have to remember that you can run. I never remember there's a run button in this game. I get halfway through a seed and it's like, oh yeah, L and R, they exist.
They do exist.
This is also why I don't race. In case anyone in chat was curious, this is why I don't race.
There's a rock here you may want to get. You can get it on the other side. It's not essential.
Yeah, probably grab it on the way down.
And Kyuketsuki is taking on the Guardian. Doing the same thing. He prioritized the item check over getting to end of time.
Yeah.
SaintVonJester, by the way, I don't think he's going to have any trouble with the boss here, whoever that may be. He's set up well for a bunch of stuff now. He did turn in the jerky. I don't remember anything notable from that. He definitely went to see the lady, though.
So you have to wonder, if you get the other half of the sword here, what do? Do you immediately forge the blade and go through Magus's castle? At that point, do you take the detour to End of Time and grab magic?
I have to get magic, because why wouldn't you want to unlock the antipode spells? Why wouldn't you want to unlock Hypno Wave?
Oh,
Those
I'm
things
with you
will
on
only
that.
help you.
I would absolutely go for magic. I'm not much of a risk taker, though. Also, were you aware? Mountains are nice.
This is life.
This is the life. Another speed tab pickup on Denadoro. And what rock today? Black rock. Oh. Interesting. We have the Black Rock team.
Nice job getting past that jerk bird. I hate that jerk bird so much.
Yes. That bird is awful. So, I'm just really hoping we get to see some Dark Eternal strats here. We've got the team for it, we've got the rock for it, we just need to see magic unlock.
I don't know what's involved with that, but I assume Flare is.
Dark Eternal is essentially Antipode 2 plus Dark Matter, so Fire 2, Ice 2, and Dark Matter.
Okay. Yeah, SaintVonJester did use tabs, so it looks like he's all in on this party. And we get Masa immune.
So I want to say that, and I'd have to look this up to be absolutely certain, Dark Eternal is 125% of Fire 2 and Ice 2 and 150% of Dark Matter. So, I mean, ultimately, you probably could still get pretty close with Antipode 3 using its Flare component and Dark Matter separately, but Dark Eternal is just so much fun.
Comment in chat that today they learned you need to unlock techs even with rocks. And yes, you do. Every combo tech has base techs that you must unlock to be able to get them. So, for example, in Omega Flare, I believe it's Flare, Laser Spin, and Dark Bomb.
I believe that is correct.
And for the antipodes, it's the elementals, so it's Fire 1 and Ice 1 for antipode, and Fire 2, Ice 2 for antipode 2, and I think Life and Flare for antipode 3.
Also, we have another vanilla boss here.
Yeah, we did get some golems early to show off the shuffle a bit. But without Chrono here, you're not going to be able to disperse the tornado energy.
True.
Question in chat, is someone naming for Blue Rock? No, we were just discussing the idea of techs to be able to unlock combo techs, even with or without the rock.
Vanilla reward from Doan here is the bike key.
Yeah, which unlocks your access to factory and where Robo is. And Masamune is defeated.
So, one fun fact, one of, if not the only unrandomized chest in the game is the race log chest in Lab 32. So if you ever decide to go out of your way to grab that chest, it will still be the race log.
Well, Kyuketsuki has come to the Sun Palace, so we have a route divergence here.
We do.
I don't know if he planned this, but it's smart if he did. Luca being in that side spot, Okay, he does not know this. You can throw Flame Toss, hit multiple of them, and find out which one's the real one faster. Because it won't counterattack you.
And we get the ruby knife over on SaintVonJester's side.
Yeah, it is interesting.
That is, they're starting to run out of checks.
Glenn did not have heal. He had Cure 2, Water 2, and apparently he did have heal.
See, I think the third tech was heal. Yeah, Zelfer rooting for a required Geno Dome. We'll find out.
Possible. We still have to go to the... well, factory's not required for that, actually. Never mind. Someone's saying don't use that Intron? What's wrong with that Intron?
That one should be okay. The character's already been picked up.
Oh, right. Yeah, don't use that one after recruiting the character. Use it save outside first. That's a good point.
Yeah, so I don't know if the soft lock still happens like after you've done the character recruitment. I thought it was like tied to the character recruitment, but I could be wrong on that. I don't spend a lot of time in that Enertron.
I think it's that specifically. I think it's that if you get that character and then go to that Intron, that's where you're at the soft lock risk. So it's a good idea to just throw a save down before you go in there anyways.
Oh, always save before entering the Cursed Dome.
Alright, Son of Sundown for Kyuketsuki. Maybe the first thing we've seen him get done before SaintVonJester. And it's the Dreamstone.
The Dreamstone.
Which means we have two of our possible half-go modes.
This is a required Geno Dome. Zelfer being the prophet today. And of course, shying away from Geno Dome, we're about to see the Denadoro play on Kyuketsuki's side.
Obviously, there's another change in Jets of Time to Son of Sun to reduce the number of flames you have to attack.
This is always a fun fight when you have Luca with the Greatest, and you're taking off 9,999 health off of the flames. I think we actually just saw that in a race the other day.
That is amusing. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much damage you do, you just have to be able to hit them, and the damage numbers will add up for Son of Sun.
Yep. 10 hits, or if you're me, 11. Chrono Trigger has taught me that 11 is the new 10.
Okay, then. There was a green dream dropped off that fight, interestingly.
There was. Might be seeing some anti-life strats today.
Now SaintVonJester has obtained the Dreamstone, as Kyuketsuki is ascending the Dendandora Mountains. Question in chat. Okay, let me just back up and I'll lay this out and it'll answer the question. With something like Flame Toss or Slash from Chrono, when it's a line attack, you can just hit flames and not hit the eye. If you hit the eye, it's going to hurt. But if you just hit flames, then if you find the real one, it will not counterattack you. It will be the only one that won't counterattack you. It won't do any damage to the eye. But you just keep track of what hits you back, and if you find one that doesn't, that's your real one, and you're all in on attacking it. So if you hit 3, which you can do vanilla, I think you can do that in jets as well. If you hit 3 of them and only 2 of them counterattack you, the one that didn't is the real one. If all 3 counterattack you, the other's the real one. Hopefully that explained it well enough.
Sounded good to me. And another successful Jerkbird skip.
Bravo. Take care of business with those slimes by using the lightning too, which is nice. They don't have very much HP, but they have insane defense.
Insane, yes. So it looks like SaintVonJester just wants his magic. I'm all on board with that.
Got the skips in that room by staying to the high side. If you're really good and fancy, you can actually navigate that in such a way you go through the middle, but it's a whole lot easier to just go to the top.
And this fight with the 5 slimes, it's one of those moments you'll be so glad to have lightning too.
Indeed. Falcon hit doesn't stink here either.
True.
Now we do have the benefit of being able to skip half of the factory, by the way.
Yeah, poor factory. Just, right side never gets much love in the randomizer.
Yeah, for all we know, Dev has pushed a lot of good stuff over to that side, and no one's ever noticed.
That would just be sneaky. Turns out factory right side has all the highest tier chests in the game.
So XABY to open the door. Going with the magic ring to boost his magic damage here.
Magic ring is a solid +6 magic, I believe.
That sounds about right.
Zelfer just trying to imagine the worst cases for our runners. Of course, I'm staring at a spoiler log and giggling, so, you know, there's that.
Well, I don't want to know. I just like to see what's happening with our runners here.
Oh,
So
I won't be
robots,
spoiling anything.
Ideally, kill them all as close together as you can, and do it quickly.
Yeah, the more of these get taken out, the more nasty their counterattacks get.
I'll go through this round of just using the basic stuff.
Yeah, and Dark Mist is going to make very short work of the R series. There we go.
That's pretty short. Star Sword.
Yep, that can sit on the bench with Chrono.
And here we go to the end of time. I don't think we ever saw what Tex Chrono actually had unlocked.
I don't remember.
But it's time to see our friend, our pal, our buddy, the Master of War, Specchio.
And remember, kids, don't skip leg day.
A little shameless self-promotion. I'm doing a marathon run for SG Live on Friday morning, and that will be fighting all the forms of Specchio.
Oh, interesting.
It's a quick little meme run, but you get to see all these forms that you normally don't get to, like Goblin here.
So how does that work? Do you have like some kind of a save game prepared with the various forms, or do you have to somehow unlock them another way?
The game has 3 save files built into it, so I use those 3 to do that.
Okay, that's interesting.
Hypno Wave and Aura, the next ones to unlock. That Hypno Wave is very useful in a number of situations, so that's a good one to get.
We will probably be seeing that on Mother Brain.
It's also not bad for the Black Tyranno fight.
Also true.
And here comes Geno Dome.
Yep.
Gonna have our
Ooh,
runners in sync for it, too.
though only SaintVonJester has unlocked magic at this point, so there's a lot of tech points going to waste over here.
Yeah, Flare would be nice. And here's honestly probably the biggest thing they're missing out on. And this is actually something they're both missing in this case. And it's a weird one. Frog Squash. Now, if you gotta do the Ocean Palace, you have to get through unfortunate fights where really your best option is either Frog Squash or Dino Tail or Falcon Hit. But that physical-based AoE cuts through a couple of those really unpleasant fights otherwise.
Yes, particularly that final scouter fight on the elevator. I like how we have almost in-sync conveyor belts.
Nearly in sync Dark Mists. Doesn't look like they're dropping anything fun. They're just giving their usual good experience and stuff. A question in chat,
Yeah.
was this planned? No, it just happens to really be the way the game forced us. We didn't have a chance for them to divert the routes particularly, other than they did things in a different order.
Yeah, so the way the seed was laid out, it's forcing Geno Dome, and because it's not the most desirable check to do, it's a little bit longer. It's one of the, I guess, more high-level checks. Both runners put it off till last.
This is definitely a divergence. We have SVJ took the dust chute so that he will do the conveyor again. Now, just as a reminder, he's the one who unlocked magic. So this is giving him tech points as well, and maybe cutting down the length of time he'll grind for levels later. For Kyuketsuki, there really wasn't benefit to doing that, so he's just worried about getting through the Geno Dome.
Interesting. So, seeing from PseudoArc in chat that Q practices the conveyor skip. So we might actually be seeing conveyor skip today. That'll be fun to watch. So,
he's going to go through the fights, and Kyo is going to be the first one to get to this boss. Of course, originally there used to be 2 bosses here, because you would fight the other robot here.
Atropos?
Yeah.
Yes. So she has actually been shuffled into the random boss pool, so anywhere that a single target boss can show up, you can potentially fight her.
Kyo, there's a tab there. Hope he knows that.
The speed tab under the Puyozo doll?
Yeah, now you do have to wait long enough to be able to get it, so you may just do this as a way to fill time in between.
Yeah, I may grab it on the way back with the robot. SaintVonJester clearing out the debuggists. You can technically skip these, but they can be a little bit annoying if you bump into them on the way back while you're leading the robot later, because if you get into a fight with the robot following you, it just goes back to its storage closet.
This is one of the places that'll tell you really how well somebody has mastered their movement of Chrono Trigger, because the stuff somebody who's really talented can do in this place is amazing. It like hurts my head just to see it.
Oh yeah, the aforementioned conveyor skip is one of those. It's a super tight, I mean, I forget the number of frames that you have wiggle room, but it's not much that you can get up the conveyor without reversing its direction. It blows my mind that people can actually do that.
Well, it blows my mind people can do the guiding that bot without reversing the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
That just, it's not a big window to do that, but they can do it. They know where they can cut pixels here and there. Another Star Scythe.
Yep.
Some pretty good stuff we can cash in eventually.
Sadly, Magus can only equip one.
Red mail, of course, after you did the Son of Sun fight, you find more red mail.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see that chest skipped. Fun to see that Q is grabbing all of the chests in the area.
He did not go back for that other tab, though.
True.
It won't hurt you that much. It's just, it's one of those things you definitely want to make sure you learn is where you can get the tabs at.
Yeah, I think he's just clearing up to the boss at this point. I think he still actually has to go back and get the doll from the other robot, so we may still see a quick detour over to grab it.
And it is great to clear these out first, because then you can go use the shelter before you actually fight the boss. Kali blades dropping from that, and you get several of those along the way.
There's several tabs.
Got that tab, so
yeah, there's a few of them hidden in here. We've seen the one from the jail cell got grabbed, or whatever the one is just after the vanilla Atropos fight. The one in the hallway. I think we'll be seeing the speed tab.
yeah, I think you called it right, that he was clearing out the little fights up to the boss so that he can use the shelter before actually fighting the boss here.
So it looks like SaintVonJester is doing the same.
it's a very good play. Because also, if anything went unfortunately wrong, you don't want to have to redo 3 or 4 fights to get back in the boss anyways.
Yep. Ooh, laser guards are being mean.
It can be quick, so you gotta get your spell off.
It's always just unfortunate when you see someone get up to the laser guards and just get that completely unlucky pattern where 3 of them explode in a row and your whole party just drops dead.
About to get Ice 2 from Marley, or at least that's the next tech. I'm not sure how far away it is.
I haven't been paying too much attention to the tech menus.
Got a speed belt. That's a great accessory to find. +2 speed, and speed is the hardest thing to boost.
Speed is king.
I mean, that could be a great thing for Luca.
Oh, and here's where I think we're going to see the tab.
Yeah,
Grab the tab, pick up the robot.
He knew he was coming over here for this robot strat. You leave it waiting there, and then come around instead of walking it down all the way around. And less walls to deal with.
I always wonder why you don't just, pick up the robot and carry it.
There we go. That one was shy. Another speed belt.
Huh.
So now Kyuketsuki should have everything out of the way and just be on to the boss.
Yep, and with, I'm trying to remember, he doesn't have Hypno Wave, right? That was SaintVonJester that got Hypno Wave.
Yes, Kyu did not go to end of time yet.
Right, so the monitors in the back of the Mother Brain fight are susceptible to all manner of status ailments. I'm not sure if it's all of them, but quite a few. So Hypno Wave is fantastic here because it'll take him out of commission and stop that healing.
Yeah, I think it is all of them. He's probably going to do a backdoor strat like Dark Bomb, because that'll only hit the 2. You can do the same thing with Mega Bomb, and then have Glenn take out one of the others so that only one of these is going to heal. Or manually attack, okay.
Yeah, that works too.
It's a decent damage hit, too.
Yeah. I think we're about to see if Zelfer was right. Zelfer earlier predicted that this would be the other half of the sword.
But really, I would strongly advise you take out a second monitor here so that you cut that healing in half. That is a big number to be healing every turn. It is. Stretch out the fight longer than you want it to be. Or just win. That works too.
That does work.
Geyser Arm, not the first of those we've seen. And there you go.
Oh, it is the other half of the sword. Zelfer, you madman.
What were you saying about this being a nice seat?
I retract that statement.
You revise and extend your remarks?
Yes.
Alright, so he's gonna have to forge the Masamune. Kyu is go mode because he already got Glenn. SaintVonJester is gonna have to go to finish the cathedral first.
Oh, that's nasty.
Now he'll probably check the Masamune character first and see if that's a vanilla Glenn, because that's faster. And then
True.
he's going to have to go hunting, and then Cathedral's going to be the next logical play.
So we know that that character was Robo, which will give us desert access. This is an interesting seed.
Hoping for a quick gate key?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a thought. Chat says it's a 50% chance. Who am I to argue with chat, because I'm not going to do math while live on Twitch. That'll always betray you. And yes, as chat is noting, this was a required Geno Dome into Magus Castle. I don't know whose audio we're on, but in case we're on Kyuketsuki's side, I'm not going to talk while this is going on. Alright, SaintVonJester has downed Mother Brain. Kyuketsuki has cut open a mountain.
And SaintVonJester just got the news.
Nothing new, however. We've been unfortunately shy in that department so far, 0 for 3.
Yes. Oh, it was SaintVonJester who checked Frog earlier. Or Frog's Burrow, rather.
Yeah, that's rational.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in for a very fast Cathedral here.
Yes. Okay.
I do believe our runners are trying to tell us something.
Well, I'm shocked that SVJ didn't name any of his characters Gene, and I'm still trying to recover from that.
You know, I hadn't even thought of that, but you're right. There are no genes on his side.
To know anything about SVJ is to know that that is an extremely shocking thing. By the way, if you're seeing his screen and you're wondering what that is, that would be the Vorpal from FF1, bottom right of his screen.
I was wondering what that was.
And now you know. And somebody else in chat has been wondering the whole time, so I'm glad I could help.
Much appreciated. And it looks like, oh, we have Robo on the team, so we've got a Robo ribbon purchase.
One of the fun things that happens in any kind of game community is you'll get teams build up around it where people will be pro this or that, and it's not even something that really matters, but just people will buy into it. So Vorpal is a big thing in FF1. Characters are more where you see those lines drawn when it comes to Chrono Trigger. Like Kyuketsuki intentionally avoiding Marley and using Glenn instead. My refusal to call Glenn by anything but his name.
And apparently being a huge proponent of Robo.
Well, you got that big Kaiser arm. Look at that damage number adding up. And I mean, you see Luca with more, yes, but that's the Wonder Shot.
I've never understood the Wonder Shot hype. I mean, it just does, what, 80, 82 or 83 damage on every shot?
No.
Wonder Shot just hates me. It never rolls high.
Okay. It's frame-based, so...
Yeah, I'm that guy who equips the Wonder Shot and just never sees anything above, like, the mid and low tier rolls every shot. It's fantastic. It's almost a meme in and of itself.
So Kyuketsuki did not gamble on Desert. Theoretically, SaintVonJester could still do it. Berserker Wonder Shot, you madman.
So Korenth calling for Wonder Zerker strats.
You absolute madman. There's Glenn for SaintVonJester. You know, I feel like this is a good time to share with what the last message I gave the runners was in the race room before we started. I just want to tell you both good luck. Glenn is the best. So if you want to take that as having any influence, fired, there's that.
Nope, apparently another Sunshades pickup.
Ooh, and Uzi Punch is gonna be the next tech unlocked, so that does very
nice
with some sunshades.
So we're running with double Sunshades and a Robo Ribbon. So every character has Sunshades effect.
We also have 2 Prism Helms just because it's that kind of seed.
True. So we've been talking some about the Robo's Ribbon, just in case there's anyone in chat who is not familiar with that. In the vanilla game, after the Atropos fight in Geno Dome, you get a little flavor text dialogue that says that you have, been given her ribbon, and you get like +3 speed and is it power or magic defense? I forget the other stat.
Speed, did you say?
Yeah, so speed, and there was one other stat. It was like magic defense or something. I don't remember exactly. But in the randomizer, it became an actual physical item. So the Robo's Ribbon accessory is 3 speed, prism or sunshades, auto barrier, and sight scope.
And a prism dress from the mayor, which is a very big defensive piece of equipment. It's just not as good as the Prism Helms, so vanilla you don't get. Randomizer, you're not going to turn it down. A Gloom Helm!
Whoa, all the helms. Okay, so we're running Gloom Helm and dual Prism Helms. That's incredible.
And we have an amulet in case you need variety on the helmet gear. I think this is Flea and Slash's spot.
Yeah, so at this point, I think the amulet might just get sold for new shop.
Never.
Never?
Never sell the amulet.
But that 25,000 gold is so nice.
Comes Fire Tackle, which should do some nice numbers here. 2,600 is pretty nice.
That's a big number.
And 5,000 damage later, lead us down. Hey, you know what we need? Another Star Scythe.
Yeah, more Star Scythes. So for this stream, Flea decided to trade spots with Slash.
Oh, Lapis for sale there is not bad. Especially if you're going into the Magus fight.
Yeah, so I think this is Fritz's shop. So Fritz, there are 2 shops in the game that are guaranteed to sell Lapis. Fritz and Fiona's Shrine.
Yeah, I missed him going in there, but that makes perfect sense. And SVJ does see the cat.
Yep, validation cat. Thank you, Korenth. I stole your cat emote.
And time for SGJ to cut a hole in a mountain. Kyuketsuki has Nizbal 2, I believe that is. Yeah, Nizbal 2. This is the one where you'd normally Vault Bite.
Nizbel 2 having some sprite trouble.
Magic should still be plenty effective here.
Oh, yeah. So I'm getting kind of mixed feelings from this seed. In one case, mountains are nice. In the other case, mountains get cut in half.
Now you have 2 mountains that are nice.
And suddenly it all makes sense.
QI emotes in chat if you got any.
Yeah, there's Uzi Punch and a Mega Blast that I didn't see. Did Q get the Wonder Shot as well? If so, that Mega Blast never getting used.
It came from later in Geno Dome. I can't imagine he...
For some reason, I thought the Wonder Shot was in Aris Dome, the sealed room.
I thought we had both of them in Geno, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I didn't take a note of it. Alright, so Magus's Castle is interesting. There's 100 different monsters that you could fight. But who wants to do that?
You know, as a kid, I always took that as like, oh, I must have to fight everything to get through the castle, and fought everything. As an adult, I look back and realize that young me was dumb.
At one point, one of my first self-challenge runs was to take as few fights in here as possible. Now, that's before I ever discovered speedrunning, and the people actually really figured this stuff out. But I just tried avoiding every fight that I could.
So, yes, Batsy, I did the exact same thing. And I also noticed it wasn't 100. I was confused.
Yeah, it is more than 100. Actually, there's a couple of repeatable fights, so there's technically infinite depending on how you go. But hey, here we go. Triple 10 hits for SVJ.
Dark Eternal.
It was Ozzy who said it, chat. He's evil. He lies. Ozzy's in a jam.
So now we just need the blue rock on Q's side, and then we can start seeing Dark Eternal on one and Omega Flare on the other.
Don't think he has Flare yet.
Probably not. Actually, definitely doesn't. No magic unlock.
There you go, then.
But hey, a commentator can dream.
Sure. Alright, so here you go. Outside here, the only thing you basically have to do is don't touch the rollies. Let them go past you. Simple as that.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mind-blowing moment when I first saw someone do that.
And then the pits here, there's several that Q is avoiding. Where he fell in that one, there's also one on the right side, which is actually the one I prefer to drop down. And I love the idea of checking down here. But I fail that one specifically. The way he does it works fine too, because then you have a visual to get the toughest walkthrough between the pits of the room, and also you get the treasure down here. So that's very similar to how I like to do that room.
Or you could do like me and just fall in all of them.
No.
I mean, again, this is why I don't race.
Sure. So, if he had fallen down the right pit, the one he just went to would have been the exit. I don't know where it is on this one, but because this one is a fight, it will either be the north or south one that is the exit. If you go to the west one, it's going to be another fight like that.
Is the exit based on which one you fall down?
Yes.
I did not know that.
There's a map. I don't have it handy to share, unfortunately.
I'm learning all kinds of things today.
Glad I could be of service. But yeah, I'll avoid every trap until the one that would be that one there, and now it's the right as the exit. So I just have that one memorized. I fall in that same pit, and then I know exactly where the exit is.
Interesting.
And as Chad is saying, the exit and the save are always opposite each other. So on here, the north and south are the fights, the west is the save point, and the east is the exit.
Huh, yeah, I knew that the exit and the save point were always across from each other. I just had no idea that the exit was deterministic based on which one you fell in. That is really good to know.
If someone reminds me or looks it up on there without me, I'll try to find a map later on tonight because I've seen it. I don't memorize all of them. I only want that one because that to me is the fastest way to navigate the room.
Understandable. Sadly, Magus got MP busted, so need to ether up before we can see Dark Eternal strats.
I will say though, in the early days, someone has come along and done better tutorial videos than I did, but in the early days I did several that were just bite-sized for YouTube, and I believe I did show off exactly how to walk that room and do what I do.
I may have to look that one up.
Bringing the Dark Eternal to Nizbal too.
And making quick work of them.
Yeah, 4,000 chunk, it will knock a lot of bosses out pretty quick. Tab Invest, that's a big pickup because it gives Lucas speed.
Yeah. Not the greatest defense, but that speed is worth it.
Yeah, he unfortunately was off on that one. If he does the sword thing, you're done for. But that is a very tight turn. That outlaw was already out of position, so he's getting that fight before he got there. Now here he's going to use... Never mind. You try to use the second character to force this guy out of bounds, avoid the fight.
Yeah, that's another fun one. The first time I saw someone do that, it was just like, you know, kind of that brilliant moment that I had never even considered doing something like that.
And again, that one, it's a really tight window to get that, and he was off from the first one. So, you know what? You can just go into the fight and whack it as fast as you can, and sometimes that's the better option.
Yeah, our runners are powerful enough at this point that none of the fights are going to pose much challenge.
I think chat's debating the merits of the armor you can use for Luca here. The tab and vest giving you the +2 speed is pretty powerful. The prism dress, well, if you're on SVJ's side, then the prism dress would be a nice fit for Marley.
Yeah.
And then you could have both. Also, there is a lot of experience from Magus Castle, and we haven't highlighted that, so they're going to be a very decent level when this is done.
And there's a Gloom Cape.
I think I'm pretty sure we saw that earlier with Kyuketsuki.
So now we're just missing a Doomsicle.
Now these jugglers, this is another great fight to have Hypno-Wave for, because you can do that for magic defense and then hit them hard with Robo here. Magus would probably one-shot them with his scythe and his levels. And this one's going to be an unrunnable fight. So probably use Fire 2, get him on magic, and then attack him. Or one-shot them, that works too.
I'm guessing Luca's wearing those sunshades.
There's a good chance. A heal beam there. That's a great pickup before the Magus fight, because that's basically like using a Lapis.
Yeah, that Robo's healing isn't quite up to Frog's level of healing, but it's, like you said, it's about Lapis strength.
I think that's a vanilla speed belt. And another speed belt. We've seen 4 of them.
I think the seed's trying to tell us something.
Alright, Ozzy fight for Kyuketsuki. And by Ozzy, I mean the chains.
So, before 3.0 came out, the chains were a guaranteed Lapis drop.
Okay, this one where SVJ fell down, yeah, he knows it. This one's the right. That's the one I try to intentionally fail, because then you do exactly that and you're done. And that is the easiest way to do the room, in my opinion.
Nice. Good quick strat. Yeah, there were several enemies back in the day that hadn't been randomized, so one of my favorites was Kilwalla Specchio, was a guaranteed Vigil Hat charm. Those chains were a guaranteed Lapis. The Ocean Palace Stairwell, that common grind fight, was a guaranteed Ether drop.
These bats are not a bad enemy, by the way, if you need a last-minute grind.
I've never actually fought them. If you just wait long enough, do they catch you and start a fight?
You have to touch them.
Ah.
But it's 6 enemies, and that can be quite good. Here's Marley, who's apparently half chicken.
The question is, are we going to see Hexagon Mist today?
We did find a mermaid cap. Or two.
And even if we don't have quite enough of those, the Prism Helms are, what, +9 magic defense? Plus a Prism Dress, so we got some decent magic defense going on.
We do. Should be in great shape here. 30 is plenty for this.
Man, heck of a seed, though. Forced Geno Dome, and then both runners went Magus Castle. We still don't know what's at Desert, so technically could have been a different go mode, but this was the assured route.
Yeah, and you can't blame any runners for doing that.
No, not at all.
900 damage from the Uzi Punch.
Korenth pointing out, Magus saying, "Get out of my castle." Magus, waging war with Marley to take back his land.
True. And fair. Comes a fire tackle and 3,800 damage. That's pretty nice.
That's a very nice hit.
And he does have lightning too on Magus. But he's going to go with the physical attack instead.
So yeah, you'll probably get more out of it. Magus's base level 2 spells aren't terribly damaging.
No, but it's double damage in base 1, so you would do better. I'm sorry, it's... Well, yes, it is double damage when he's vulnerable to it, but it's not as good as it would. I guess double damage if he's vulnerable to it and you mouse immune. That's probably more accurate.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if Uzi Punch was still going to eke it out just because, you know, it hits decently hard. Oh, here comes the Hexagon Mist. And Magus taking a dirt map.
Significant hit.
No.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's fight.
No special drops or anything. Just 50 tech points that... Well, actually, they do go to use because Robo.
Yes. So at this point, only Luca is being punished for lack of magic, though with Fire Tackle, it's not too bad.
No, he's doing very well for that. His punishment is really the lack of Hypno Wave.
Yes.
But now he does get to go to the end of time.
You don't see this very often. This is the less known third way to get to end of time.
And he sees Omnicron Specchio.
I don't see that often.
Very ironic. Because if you didn't realize this, you can't do damage to an Omnicron with magic. They're immune. You have to do physical. So him being an Omnicron is actually a big contradiction.
Oh, that's funny. I did not know that. I guess I've never tried to hit them with magic.
Well, you wouldn't have much occasion to. The one time I can think of you can attempt it is Medina Village. Like, vanilla game, you could attempt it at Medina Village. The one in... well, you could attempt it with the one in Guardia Dungeon because you could wait for Luca. So yeah, theoretically you could find out that way.
Yeah, I've never actually done that.
Chat says neither runner wanted to take a Mossmune into Magus. Well, they didn't have the Berserker.
Neither one took Frog either.
He has no magic. That is incorrect. He has water too. But more importantly, we didn't have a Berserker.
So is that the common vanilla strat to do a Berserk Frog on this fight?
Oh, yes.
So that's one of those items I did not utilize well or at all in vanilla.
All right, big moment here for Kyuketsuki. This new has 2 of the best shops you get access to. Let's see what we got here. There's the amulet, there's the gold stud. Mega elixirs are for sale. And I probably don't even care what's for sale in the other shop. Give me all the mega elixirs I can buy.
Yep, megas are a great find. And all that gear we've been seeing, all getting sold.
And he can only buy 2, but that's enough to get you through Lavos easily. Oh, and he hasn't even sold his weapons yet. Jeez, that was just his armor.
Well, we had about 3 Starth Scythes to sell.
Only 3?
I think Magus is wearing one of them.
That's fair. There's one more news shop, but you have to talk to him from the right side. Kyuketsuki's not even going to check it out. Which,
Yep.
Why would you?
Doesn't even care. I found megas. I'm good.
If you were short on gear, that would be one thing, but this is one of the best equipped seeds I've seen.
This is a great seed for equipment. So I keep waiting for Dark Eternal over on SaintVonJester's side, but Marl's not cooperating.
You can still learn the new scratch point if you're so inclined. That's only a magic tab.
Did we actually see what magic tabs rolled this seed?
I mean, I think they got used. That doesn't mean I was paying attention. But chat says 3.
3.
Actually, not even chat. That's our tracker, zeroPraxis, who we haven't thanked in a while. So let's do that. Thank you, zeroPraxis, for tracking, and Korenth for doing the restream to help make this happen.
Absolutely. Always appreciated.
Got Flea Plus and Vanilla Fire Tackle strats, actually.
Ooh, that hurt.
Oh, there's your Dark Eternal.
That also hurt.
Won the fight for SaintVonJester. And Kyuketsuki did not have that one work out so well.
Nope, that is a reset.
I think you can lose this fight. Vanilla, you can lose this fight, but it's a golem. Oh no, wait. This is Dalton. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. The single golem fight that's here, vanilla, you can lose that fight. In fact, you do in the speed run. But when you come back and you have to fight Dalton here, that one you need to win. And I believe this is the Dalton spot.
Gotcha. Nice quick fight, though. 2 fire tackles.
It's a very strong dual tech.
I say, was it a Smirks race the other day where we saw it with a prism, or not prism?
Oh wait, here's the meme, the moonwalk, as you called it.
The meme
on SaintVonJester's side. So because you saw Janice, now this happens with lead character.
I love this.
Also, water summons wind, wind makes fire dance. And no! Probably Dark Eternals and wins this in 1 round.
I'm thinking Dark Eternal.
I think this will be a 1-round win, but we'll see. Yeah, he's good.
You know, I almost feel bad for them.
They're fine. See? He's there.
So I think that was the one hiding in the back who sent out his 6 friends to get beat up.
No. It was just an illusion.
I see.
There's 4 shops in the Dark Ages, by the way. I don't know if everybody realizes that, because there's 2 at the news. There's that shop, which is the same shop in the 2 towns. And then if you go to the Earthbound village, there is another shop. There are a lot of shops out there.
There are. And some pretty high tier ones, too. I mean, especially the North New Shop.
Apparently, Q get dark matter there at some point. I didn't see that, but good to have.
Ah, very.
Can't miss that. Alright, he's about to find the good news that Mega Elixirs are for... And he finally learns Hypno Wave. Now he is going to get the last of his level grind done here. I don't know how high Kyuketsuki plans to take this, but because we did Magus Castle, this isn't going to be quite as long a grind as we usually.
Yeah, a lot of experience from Magus Castle. I don't think they'll need much more.
Chat would like to know about how we got here, and we did, in fact, have a required Magus Castle seed via Geno Dome.
Yes.
Though there was technically a
Geno
slim
Dome...
chance we could have avoided it, but...
Yeah, technically a chance that something on Desert could have avoided Magus's Castle. It's the only check other than Magus's Castle that was available, and both runners skipped it.
Desert was, yeah, Desert. Because once we had Masamune, we also had Robo from there, so then the Desert check would have been possible.
Yep. So theoretically, Desert could have been another form of progression. But we don't know.
Laser spin. Did he get the blue rock? Now I don't remember.
So Q got the blue rock.
Okay. Options.
So that is correct, Zelfer. I know what was in Desert, but I'm not saying.
We don't need to go there right now.
At least not yet.
No, after the fact. Here comes Dark Eternal versus Flea Plus. We'll see how this goes. Well, here's the other thing, Chad. It's not just a jerk move. But one, let's have fun and enjoy everything as it happens. But two, it could actually still matter. Like in theory, it could still change your decision if you knew what was there. So it's best not to go into that. Curious what Kyu's level is. He has to be in the mid-30s, no question. I'm not sure where exactly, but he's not lower than 34.
Yeah, I was going to say, they were upper 20s, around 30 when they finished Magus's Castle, so... would not surprise me.
34. Well, I was close. I always kind of felt like 35 was the minimum for Lavos.
Yeah, I've seen people do it lower. I'm not comfortable with it myself.
They have the gear that I think that's reasonable. If you want the safety, go higher, because the worst thing you can do is have to do Lavos a second time.
Yeah, those are the worst, when you see the runners get to final Lavos and get sort of beaten down at the end there when Lavos does Lavos things. Such a time loss.
Okay, I think he is pondering Omega Flare because he's checking how much tech points he need to get Flare. And he went back up. This is 80 tech points per. So apparently it's close enough to interest him. Chat says it was 527. I couldn't see the number, but I'll buy that.
Oh, was it last tech flare? That's mean.
Yeah. And I mean, he's not going to keep going then. They're in sync.
It's funny how that's happened several times across this run.
I think SVJ is going to end up taking fights against the last one, though. Like, they'll be lined up going down the stairs here, but I think SVJ is going to end up fighting the last one more. I'm not positive, but I don't think his levels are quite where he'd want it to be. We'll see. Also, by the way, don't have a great answer for the elevator.
No, elevator's just not going to be fun.
Well, Wonder Shot, Robo Punching. That's not going to be too bad on Kyu's side. On SaintVonJester's side, maybe he'll swap characters for the elevator.
Possibly. So I don't think either runner got Frog Squash.
Oh no, they definitely did not get that, but you can just attack.
Right. Frog Squash would be the dream, but alas, the dream is not today. Oof. Taking counters. Oh, that wasn't actually that bad.
No, but I'm a little surprised he did something that didn't kill them.
Same.
Alright, well, I'm wrong. SVJ is going straight to the elevator, so he says levels are good enough. He's probably low 30s. Worth noting, that can actually make a significant difference on magic power. Because a couple levels and a couple points, it can be worlds of difference. So there's a scenario in which we may see Kyuketsuki be able to get past bosses faster than SaintVonJester.
Yeah, magic damage scales up with level, so it can add up.
Having Robo in the party for this, I think, is going to make the elevator better than SaintVonJester is going to have. But Magus is still probably going to one-shot a Scouter. Luca with Wonder Shot should probably one-shot a Scouter.
And just, you can have Marl picking off the blue ones with Ice 1.
Oh, they drop something in here is dropping a Lapis. Doesn't hurt to have those for a backup.
Lapis are always nice. Especially on a SaintVonJester's side, he doesn't have that AoE healing.
You were talking about the Robo Ribbon effects earlier. I can't remember if you mentioned that you also get a sight scope out of it, but that's why Kyu is able to see the HP numbers on this fight.
Yeah, I love the sight scope effect.
All right, here we go. Scatter fight. Thin the numbers first, and then you could blast them with like an ice 2 is not a bad way to go.
Yeah, it looks like we may be seeing red and blue get taken down, then just a lightning 2 to finish them off.
Yeah, even if you only have 2 of them counterattacking, that's not that bad, but you do not want to eat 4 counterattacks here.
No, definitely not.
I also know how is Magus asleep when they've got 17 pieces of status gear. Well, that doesn't mean you have them all on and they're not effective. Some of them are resistant, right. And like the prism helms are lock it down.
So I think some of those status helmets got taken off in favor of mermaid caps for the Magus fight, and I don't know if he ever put the prism helms and gloom helm back on.
Yeah. And he may just have something on that's resist the status change, and flare picked up for SaintVonJester. That's the difference of unlocking magic faster.
Yeah, that's a good pickup.
Those tech points in Geno Dome. If Kyuketsuki had done that, he would have had his flare.
And just running from these scouters.
Yeah, that's what you do. This is one of those things where honestly, just the fastest to do is run into it and start the fight as fast as you can.
Yeah, I like the skip in this room. I can get behind them. I can't get back out. I'm just bad at it.
I practiced it a lot in the day, but I got worse and forgot how to do it right. But you like have to approach from one side and exit the other. It's a little finicky.
Yeah, and I'm just not good.
But it's just as easy to run away.
I do love how close this race is, though.
Yeah, SaintVonJester had lost a little bit of time because he did the factory, but Kyuketsuki gave it back by doing a level grind.
And moon armor.
But oh, by the way, Kyuketsuki got flare, which also means he's got Antipode 3.
And Omega Flare if he so chooses, I believe.
Yeah. And we got ourselves a mutant.
It's a Giga Mutant. Giga Mutant is an interesting boss design. Here's a boss that can only be hurt by magic. Oh, and by the way, when you hurt it with magic, it will then drain your MP.
I had a guide up specifically to tell me which the mutants are, because I can never remember that. We hadn't seen the runner high five in a little while. Both of them on a mutant fight.
Yep. So, interestingly enough, this is the Golem Twin spot, which means that what happened here is this spot rolled Dalton Plus. And the randomizer looked at that and went, okay, Dalton Plus in this spot is absolutely awful. Let's take pity on the runners and instead put a 2-part boss here. So that's why we're actually seeing a 2-part boss in this spot.
Dark Eternal doing 3600, and SaintVonJester has the fight down first. He got in here first. And there's another speed belt. Speed belt's the common item of the seed.
Seems it.
I don't know if that's just me, but it always feels like there's a common item that comes up more than anything else. I mean, theoretically, something is always going to come up more than anything else, but there's that one thing that just you seem to keep getting more and more of them.
Yeah, it feels that way. I think Marl's probably getting that speed tab. Yep. So wait, it was twin Lavos shells? Looking at Lord
Lavos spawn,
Batsy's...
but shells only. That's a chat conversation going in. So
Interesting. I didn't know that was supposed to be able to happen.
It apparently is not.
Huh.
Alright, there's the Mammon Machine. And this is going surprisingly slow for Kyuketsuki, I would say. Because I am surprised he's still in the fight, honestly.
Yeah, it looks like Dark Eternal was just doing some serious work.
Yeah, he may have also fallen prey to a status effect for Magus early in the fight, I think. There's Lavos Shell. Gotta see some Dark Matter and some Antipode 3. That should add up to quite a lot of damage. So 1,700 for the Dark Matter. Oh, let's see the side-by-side for Q. 1,100, but of course different.
Oh, that damage.
4,000 for the Antipode 3. So yeah, that's a bit better than Dark Eternal was doing.
Oh, yeah. And now that Luca has Flare, it's definitely better to go with Dark Matter and Antipode 3, but I still just love seeing Dark Eternal. Such a great animation.
Maybe he'll pull it out for swag. Who knows?
Yeah. And, you know, Raster Cecil pointing out in chat, it is a much higher MP cost with both Flare and Dark Matter taking 20, though I think somebody has a stud.
We did find one at some point. And I don't think this shell is going to have too much more in it. Hey, how about that? Now if you're thinking, oh, he just tricked us, he counted that damage. No, I did not. I don't even actually know how much HP that thing has. I just figured it was about time for it to die.
It's either 10 or 12,000, I want to say, but it's been a long time since I've looked up that.
Alright, chance to use a shelter. Change your equipment around. Make sure you have status protect on everybody. Because that's pretty important right now.
Nope, we're seeing the Black Rock again.
And Kyuketsuki doing battle with the Lavos Shell. So you got to get it right, and the margin's going to be a little bit tighter for SaintVonJester than it is Kyuketsuki because of those levels. The equipment is very even, but the party choices are different.
Yes.
It's actually going to give a survivability edge to Kyuketsuki because of the AoE heal.
And Robo is just a tank to begin with, so he can take some pretty big hits.
But he just doesn't seem to be getting anywhere near the damage against this Lavos Shell that SaintVonJester got because of the different techs.
That Antipode 3 is just glorious to watch. Absolutely shredded the arms.
So very important, when the arms go down, you have to wait for Lavos to actually trigger where you can hit him. Here comes Dark Eternal out for one shot. And that's 5,000 damage.
Yeah, that's That's a pretty big hit. It still would have been a little bigger doing Antipode 3 and Dark Matter separately, but 5,000's a lot of damage.
Well, let me advocate for him here as he takes Lavos down. It's less inputs, and it's less spell animation time. So as long as the MP is not a concern, that will actually be faster as long as it isn't going to take you like 2 more rounds.
True, and actually it's cheaper on MP than doing the move separately.
Oh, well then, no question. That was the right play. I don't have all the dual text memorized, so yeah. That combo text can often be very, very efficient. It's like in vanilla, just playing the game casually. Say that instead of vanilla. Casual play, chances are you stumbled into Falcon Hit and just spammed it and spammed it and spammed it.
Guilty as charged.
Very cheap and very effective.
Oh, and we see the menu glitch on SaintVonJester's side.
Kyuketsuki is inside. So about to go against Inner Lavos. So how about this? 2 hours and 20 minutes, and our runners are less than 2 minutes apart.
That's impressive. Also, I think that was 6,000 damage on center bit.
Looked about like that.
That is a huge hit.
So if you're going to use magic, you're going to end up never killing the left bit.
Yes, you do have a choice to make here.
You can do some physical hits against the left bit and take it out faster, but this is really not a great party to do that with.
Yes, one other thing you could possibly do here would be get one of your people protect or shielded, and then use that person to cast your big hits on this bit pair, and then that person will take the counters and hopefully not die, because that's a painful counter.
So this is interesting. SPJ has kind of done this more as a support strat setup. He got the center bit down so he wouldn't take the big damage. And then that's when he put the hastes on. That's when he healed up his MP and stuff. And this is the first hit he's done since that center bit's been down. Here comes Antipode 2.
Okay, so I guess we're going to be getting Antipode 2 Dark Bomb strats.
Yeah, he's single targeting that one.
We'll get one nice big hit in with like a Dark Eternal or an Antipode 3 when center gets back. At least one.
So, this works for him. He did the haste. And that speed is pretty key. Kyuketsuki has the arms down on his side against Lavos.
Yep, just waiting for that obstacle to come out. Or did it already come out and I missed it? Must have missed it.
It already came out because he wouldn't have done the missed attack.
Ah, gotcha.
And Lavos bit is back. Here comes the Dark Eternal.
Just always happy when I can see the triple tech rocks used. You don't see them very often.
5,000 damage is a nice hit, and Lavos core coming up on Kyuketsuki's side. SaintVonJester's cruising, and I don't even think he's Mega Elixir yet, so he's still got a
you're right.
bit of safety in the bank.
Oh, YOLO Dark Eternal. Someone's going to take a counter. I didn't see who we cast it on.
Center bit's up. He shouldn't get a counter. Okay, never mind.
Oh.
He could win the fight there.
Yeah, you know, that works too. That's effective.
Chat GG's for SaintVonJester.
Yeah, GG SaintVonJester.
And Right now, Kyuketsuki's got to be both happy and frustrated because obviously competitive if you're on Lavos score. You may not have even seen it yet. Actually, he did. He did GG SVJ in chat. So you knew it was close.
Oh, so close. Like you said, 2 hour and 20 minutes in, they were less than 2 minutes apart. That is a super close race.
Yeah, there was. I don't think it was an insignificant difference that SaintVonJester went to the end of time. And looks like we've got SVJ here.
We do.
What's up?
GG.
All right, first question. Why was no one named Gene?
Because I don't have time to rename anything. But Luca did die, so that is definitely... And Magus died twice. That's technically 3 Gene deaths.
Okay.
Dark Eternal. That's it.
You made good use of it.
I may have been geeking out a little over the Dark Eternal usage, so thank you for that.
Well, it's like... Okay, I know Q hates Marley. Hates her with a passion. So I'm like, okay, got Marley and Luga. Perfect. Already an advantage. Got Magus. Perfect. I'm not going to see who's at the... It's like, okay, I don't know who's here. I'm going to go to the bridge. Prism helmets. Okay, we're good to go. I should have got magic earlier, is what I should have did. But I did not.
Yeah, those prism helms, like that bridge was just incredible.
Yeah, I'm on, like... Sorry, my heart is beating pretty fast.
That's back when Anguirel thought this was a nice seed.
Well, it took you everywhere, and then it's like, and we're just going to hand you everything. Here you go. But you got to do Geno Dome.
Yeah, the gear was fantastic. The forced routing was a little rough. What were your thoughts when suddenly you had a forced Geno Dome?
I've been practicing Geno Dome. Thank you, Dipwood and Aku. And I've been practicing it, making sure that I was able to get the little... My major concern is that silly little robot that does not like to cooperate. And so I've been practicing making sure that I could get him doing what I want him to do. And it turned out pretty good. As soon as I knew it was Geno Dome, I was like, okay, 2 things have to happen. Either 1, this is gate key, which case it's go mode. Or 2, it's Bent Hilt, in case it's go mode. So either way, I have to get magic at the factory. So I had to go get the factory. And yeah.
Which ended up working out really well for you, having the extra spells on your way.
Yeah, I got the Green Dream and Anti-Life, so I was just able just to pop her twice, and that was over.
Yeah, that was pretty
I was
quick.
talking about the difference right before we pulled you in, that Kyo did not go factory end of time. He ended up going back after getting Dark Ages, so he never got Flare.
Oh no.
And he would have had Omega Flare Axe then, but
Did he go
didn't
get
have an
Robo?
option. What was that?
Did he go get Robo?
Yes,
He
he's
did.
using Robo right now, actually.
I knew he would. That's why.
Yes.
That's why I checked him there. I checked to make sure that, like, who is that character sitting there? And if it was Frog, okay, then I knew this was a gate key seed. If it was Robo, I knew it was a Frog seed.
I was
And
really
GG,
hoping to...
Kyuketsuki takes
Yeah,
down
GGs.
Lavos. Times respectively, SaintVonJester pulled a 223, and this was a 227 for Kyuketsuki. Y'all were in the same fight at the same time several times throughout this.
Oh yeah.
You were actually pretty well in sync coming down the 2 through 4 of the Ocean Palace staircases.
Mm-hmm.
He did a little grind on fight 1, but then he was going down to 2 at the same time you were, so you were in sync on 2.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting, like, doing my normal grind, because that's where I do my normal grind, is right at that first fight. Then I looked at my levels 34, 34, 35, like, I don't need to grind. Let's just keep going.
You were also completely synced up within like 2 seconds of each other going down Geno Dome,
Oh my God.
going down the conveyor belt. And
Oh.
chat is asking. Chat wants to know, what was it, Desert? Burning question. All right, here we go. Dome.
Oh my god.
going down the
Oh,
conveyor
that was the
belt.
gate key?
And
Oh,
Chad,
which means
Chad is asking.
which
Chat
means
wants to know what was
yeah,
it?
okay,
Desert.
which
Burning
means the
question. All right, here we go.
Oh.
Like there's only two options at that point. With that point, desert would have to either be the gate key or it had to be the what was the other thing? Thomas Pop or something like that. Some other fetch quest item.
So it could have Gate Key could have also theoretically been on Mount Woe.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it either had to be a fetch quest or a gate key there. I'm still mad that I lost, man. Like, god damn it. I actually
Well, you got Robo, okay? That's what you did wrong. I used Dark Eternal all the way down.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
so she didn't get fucking locked out of Ice 2 like she normally does? It was like an early tech?
Yeah, it was an early tech.
Yeah, you know what? Guess what? Salt. Nothing but salt on my end. I got the Black Rock, and I'm like, you know what? It's Ice 2. And then Flare was the last tech too.
Yeah,
like,
Flare was the last tech. I had Dark Eternal. I didn't need it. I just kept going.
Lucky mother. It's like there's no way that SUJ can beat me unless he gets like some sort of Ice 2 bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, guess what happened?
To be fair, I had to go back to. I actually I noped out of the cathedral and went to the bridge and got prism helmets, and then I actually had to go back for Frog after Geno Dome.
I like that seed.
That was a great seed. That was an amazing seed.
It proved exactly what I had. I had to get team bullshit on your team. Marley and Frog.
Yeah, I saw Marley and Luca, and I was like, yes, advantage, because I knew you wouldn't use her.
So same question to you. What did you think when you saw it was a forced Geno Dome seed?
I'm good at Geno Dome.
Okay, you're cool with Geno Dome.
He's done the lot. So when I was doing Geno Dome, I'm not as proficient in Geno Dome as Q is. Q's done the Lost Worlds run, so he knows Geno Dome. I don't. So I was like, that's why I went up and down.
And the thing is, like, I take other safeties, and like people, if they had my cam up, they should know I walked away at the end of the Mother Brain fight. That's a worry point if anybody's watched me practice, because I've miscounted before. But when you gotta, as it is in Jurassic Park, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I want to thank you both for a great show, and as SaintVonJester, what do you do to get ready for the next?
Oh, I have no idea who I'm. I have no idea who I'm racing.
Dipwood, you're done, buddy.
Who am I racing?
Dipwood.
Okay, so here's the thing. I need to go find him and chop off one of his arms. Then I might have a chance. Kidding.
Wow,
Just a lot of
only one. Man,
a lot of
you take a better handicap than I do. I would take
a lot of practice. I'm going to be practicing.
I'm going against Aku, so like those are the number 1 and number 2 seeds, and they had to run against the first round. Like,
oh man.
Well, that's kind of fun. Sometimes you don't want to make it wait till the later to see that kind of matchup.
I'm still mad, man. You got the Marley Frog thing that I said. Like,
I didn't use Frog. I didn't use him at all. I hate Frog. Frog is nothing. I had to break a mountain. That's all he did. That was his one task. And then I went back.
That Marley did.
I just want to remind you what the last thing I said to you before we started was, and then that happened.
I mean, I found the Black Rock, and I was like, okay, this is done. I'm just gonna.
I'm mad. I saw Dark Eternal. I said no. Like a weird thing where it's normally Marley's text, and she's gonna have it as their last tech, because that's always what happens when I see that rock. And I said no, I'm not gonna go with her. I'm gonna go with the good strategy, which is Fire Tackle. And I'm still ticked off because Ice 2 should have been later.
You didn't have a crisis arm. I didn't find one.
Kaiser Arm's good enough. It's the 4th best arm.
I sold that. Arm. I bought a Mega Elixir for that. Thank you.
You didn't use it though.
I used a couple.
I missed that.
Oh well.
Brackets are linked in chat if you want to check those out. Kyuketsuki, any final thoughts?
Screw Marla.
Oh yeah. So Dipwood hasn't beat Azurkale yet. So that's tomorrow's race that I'm going to be watching.
Okay.
And taking notes.
You're right on that one. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to fight Dipwood because I thought they were fighting at the same time. So there you go.
No, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, we had a hard time explaining that. That was just like, worry about your race. Stop worrying about the other one. SPJ, any final thoughts other than blame Gene?
Hashtag blame Gene always. Team Vorpal. That's that's what that little bottom right hand corner thing is. I gotta represent Team Vorpal. From the Final Fantasy days. Just
that
thank
would
you
have
guys.
been a grand reveal if I hadn't already said it.
Oh, sorry. But I want to thank Raster Cecil, Trenton, zeroPraxis, Korenth. Thank you guys for putting this on. GG to my rival, my new rival Q here, and I'm just getting rivals out left and right. Shout out to Zibilchev. And yeah, that was a great race, And I told you your crisis arm was going to go limp, and I was right.
No, you're right. It does. I don't care about the crisis arm for the most part. I just want a terror arm, a gig arm.
I just wanted to hit you with an arm thing. It's okay. Anyway, that's my fun.
A big thank you to Korenth for doing the restreaming, for tracking, and some name that starts with A, as you told me you would answer. Why don't you take us home?
I'm good with that. Yeah, thank you, everyone. It's been fun. We have another race coming up tomorrow, I believe, at 7. I think that will actually be on Speed Gaming, so feel free to join in for that, and thank you for being here.
Good night, everybody!
See you next time.